Now, Miranda Devine. Miranda, good to see you. You agree that Speaker Kevin McCarthy didn't do enough to rein in spending for the IRS. What more exactly did you want done that could actually come to fruition, get Democrats on board?
Well, if you make a promise, as Kevin McCarthy did, and you make it a totemic promise and the central plank of your promises during the midterm elections, then I think you ought to keep them. I don't think that the first act that you make is we're going to abolish the 87,000 IRS agents. That was the first thing Speaker McCarthy did when he won the speakership. He laid down the gavel, and that's what he said, $80 billion. That increase that Joe Biden was giving to the IRS to come after middle-class voters, we're abolishing that. We have just abolished it. That's what he said. And that's not what happened. And so I just don't think, if it's impossible, and I understand it's very difficult, they have a very slim majority in the House and they have no majority in the Senate. And I also know that in the Senate you have Mitch McConnell, their leader, and Lindsey Graham have said up front that their biggest priority is Ukraine. So I understand that Speaker McCarthy has a difficult road to hoe, but you don't make a promise and then not keep it. And, you know, unfortunately, the minuscule amount, less than $2 billion that they did manage to arrest of that funding is just not the promise they made. So if you can't keep the promise, don't make it.
Do you think that he'll get a free pass, Kevin McCarthy? Because in winning the speakership, I mean, he had to forge deals and alliances and relationships with the hard right of the party. Do you think because of those relationships that maybe predecessors didn't have to do, they'll be able to forgive him for this?
Look, I think he should, because really, as I'm told, the debt ceiling negotiations is really not the place to win these arguments, and he did get some wins on permitting and so on in other aspects. But, it's just a cautionary tale. Do not promise the American people, do not mount a fear campaign against 87,000 new, IRS agents, we were told, armed, were going to come and break down your door and steal money out of your pockets. And then just airily say, oh, well, we got a small percentage of that, but, don't worry. You can't do that to the American people. Trust is already very fractious with Republican voters. And I think that it can't be business as usual in Washington.
Yeah. It doesn't seem that it is. I feel like we're starting to turn that corner. Next one, Miranda, for you. So I find this fascinating. Hunter Biden has been turning to a major Democratic donor and a high-profile attorney, his name is Kevin Morris, for cash while he deals with the federal investigation into his finances, into his taxes. This guy's name is Kevin Morris. I never heard of him. What do you know about this guy, Miranda?
Kevin Morris is a big shot Hollywood entertainment attorney. He's the guy behind South Park. He made millions and millions of dollars from that. He's very wealthy. He has his own jet. He befriended Hunter a few years ago. Seems very close to him. He's described by Hunter Biden's former friends and business partners as Hunter's new sugar brother, who has basically been funding his lifestyle, his $20,000 Malibu house, which he's not in anymore, but he was paying the rent for that. He paid back his $2.8 million IRS bill. He flies him around in his private jet, including last month to Arkansas to sort out the baby mama court case. And so he's a very generous man. We find that some of that generosity was repaid because Hunter Biden has transferred, or is in the process of trying to transfer, his 10% stake in a Chinese equity firm, which could be worth, up to $10 million, but probably is worth less.
Miranda, I don't think I've ever heard the term sugar brother before, so thank you very much. Good to see you.